what I want to do now, guys, is go ahead and introduce this powerhouse. Man, this lady, she popped up on the scene, man, just popped up on the scene, and she is dominating, seriously dominating. She was number 3 in the cruise competition. So every year, our company takes the top 65 cruise competition winners, or the top 65 producers, on an annual cruise. We go on a Royal Caribbean cruise. If you've never gone on a cruise, let me tell you, Royal Caribbean is the way to go. My husband and I, we were able to win a slot last year, and we've never gone on a cruise before. That was our first cruise. We went this past April, and it was just amazing. It was beautiful, and the level of service that they offer on this cruise line is just it was just impeccable. And so we were able to get a cruise slot again this year. We were in the top 5. I was number 4, and the young lady who we're having on this webinar tonight, she was number 3 in the cruise competition. Now, typically, the top 5 is usually vice presidents and above. Typically, vice presidents above, they accumulate the most points in this competition. But this young lady at the time, I believe she was a regional sales director, and she was able to land the number 3 cruise slot. Now, I landed with over 500,000 points. So this young lady landed with a lot more points than I did to get that number 3 slot. So definitely, man, I'm so proud of her. It's just amazing what she's been able to accomplish. And I believe she just recently had a promotion last month to executive sales director. So this means that her business is doing over $50,000 in sales on a monthly basis. So, this is pretty extraordinary, because once I talked to her over the phone and I was able to actually hear her story, I said, man, this is just amazing what she's been able to accomplish in such a short amount of time. So guys, without further ado, I'm going to definitely just move myself out of the way, and I'm going to introduce this rock star coming out of Massachusetts, and her name is Raysa Otero. Raysa, did you make it onto the line with us tonight? Well, this afternoon.
I sure did. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Thank you. That introduction was amazing.
Awesome. Glad to have you.
Thank you so much. I got to give it back to you. I still can't believe this. Executive vice president, we look up to you guys so much. And now I'm just now starting to see how much it really takes to build a team and how much you guys pour in. And it was an honor to meet you in Los Angeles. I ended up going with 6 of my teammates, and a lot of them are now on, and they really look up to you. $500,000 in business every single month. I know that that's not easy, and we all have those life situations. So I really give it up to you. You are definitely being able to pave this blueprint for so many people. I really look up to you. So to be, I'm next year, I'm going to be on that stage with her. There's just nothing is taking me away from that. But just to have you here, I definitely appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
So again, you guys, like Ameenah said, my name is Raysa Otero. I'm 37 years old. I joined FES under a year ago. So I haven't even been in the business a year yet. I started in January. And let me tell you, 2017 was my worst year. You name it, everything happened to me. I went through divorce of a marriage of 7 years. I became a single mother of a 6-year-old autistic child. So not only am I learning how to parent, but now I'm learning how to parent an autistic child, which is a little more difficult. At the time, I worked for a power construction company. I was a biller. I did all of their billing, barely making ends meet. Literally, I don't think I was making more than $40,000 a year in that company. So that led me to file bankruptcy because, of course, after the divorce, separate income situations happen. After the bankruptcy was discharged, I found myself with a 515 credit score, not knowing what to do. I couldn't even get a home equity loan on a house that had over 50,000 in equity. So I could have saved myself from bankruptcy if I had a better credit score, but unfortunately that wasn't the case for me. So I ran into an individual named Xavier Marrero in Tampa, Florida, which is where I lived at the time. He explained the services to us, and we can all agree that our services are just phenomenal. We're just gonna get into that, but it was a no-brainer for me. I literally, at this time, I didn't even have money to pay for my son's diapers at this time. And I just took whatever money I had because I knew that I had to invest in myself. So a lot of times we say, you know, people don't have the money to do this, but when they really want a change in their life, you definitely have to add value to that. So I left $1.07 in my bank account because I knew that I needed that change. After 120 days in the program, FES removed my bankruptcy. I had charge-offs, collections, late. I mean, within 120 days, my score shot up 200 points. So of course, when you're in that situation and you see the type of services that, I mean, that's a game changer for me. I was able to sell my home. I was able to make some revenue from that. But I immediately said, I'm going to go back to Springfield, Massachusetts and kind of just reset. This is where I grew up, and I moved to Tampa, and I was there for about 5 years. But I said, I'm just going to go back to Springfield, Massachusetts. I'm going to take this money. But then the individual that I said, Xavier Marrero, introduced me to this career opportunity. And man, I thought about it, and I said, how many people can I help with this service? You know, and I'm moving back to Massachusetts. Now I know in Tampa, you know, Tampa got it locked down when it comes to FES over there. But I'm like, you know, what can I do in Massachusetts? Probably no one knows about this. How many people need the help? And to be honest with you, here in Springfield, Massachusetts, a very small city. So a lot of people that I grew up with, I had a lot of connections. I did a lot of event planning and nightclub promotion. So I knew I had a big network already. As I'm driving up from Florida with my U-Haul truck, I'm not even lying to you guys. I called Xavier and I said, sign me up for this business opportunity because I need to do something different in my life. And let me tell you, that was the best decision that I ever made. Within 4 months in the business, I had a good job. I was an aftermarket sales rep for a Kohler generator company here. But after 4 months doing this part-time, I was already making 4 or 5 times the amount of money I was making there on a weekly basis. Ever since then, I've been able to help over hundreds of people, 350 people restore their credit. I just hit the crystal on the medallion. So that's overriding over 350 protection plans here in Springfield, Massachusetts and the surrounding areas. I've built a massive team of agents so far. I think I have, man, I lose count. We're adding people every day, but about 150, I think, at this time. So, you know, leaving corporate America was the best decision I ever made. As soon as I did that, I was able to pour all my time into here. But guys, I made so much money this year than I could ever have imagined. Like the money that I made, literally the income that I've generated, I would not have been able to make within 3 to 4 years in my corporate America job. Let's just say that. But most importantly, being able to provide for my son, right? Going from having no diapers or having $1 in my bank account, I'm able to provide anything that he ever needs right now. I have the time freedom to be with him because, again, with autism comes a lot of therapy, and of course it's different education. So just being able to be available for him, I think, is very important. But this company has changed my life. You know, I'm no longer the person that I was last year. And when people say, you know, this girl came in storming, it's because my why was very big. So again, you know, I made no excuses. You know, I definitely still had to be a parent. I still definitely had to work that full-time job because I couldn't just leave it and see what was going on with this. But I saw the opportunity and I did not take it for granted at all. Mind you, here in Springfield, Mass, no one was doing FES. I had no top leaders around me. I had no weekly events. We had no webinars. So everything that has been created here is literally been a spout of everything that I've learned from the top leaders and being able to apply that. So again, digging into your why is so important, you guys, because I always told myself that there's no way that I could ever go back to another 2017. It's just not going to happen. I will not allow it. I will not allow my son to go through that. So that's what motivates me every single day, being broken at a dead-end job. And if anyone out here can relate, single mothers, right? We've all been in these situations where we just can't make ends meet. And we actually have the best opportunity that's out there right now. Like, and I say that because this is a program that is a need to a lot of people. And it's just a matter of us opening our mouth, to be honest. So let's get into a little bit. So that's pretty much my story. I wanted to dig on that because a lot of times I do hear my agents say, you know, I can't, I'm busy, my job, my kids. Listen, there is absolutely no excuse. If you want to do something different, if you want to generate a different amount of income, you're just going to have to do what other people don't do. And that's exactly what I did. And that's what I trained and developed my team on doing. But our services, I mean, look at our success stories. I mean, I know we hear them all the time, but even Ameenah's story touched me in LA. Very, very powerful story, and being able to turn that around. And what separates us from the top leaders? It's all mindset, right? It's all mindset, and it's the ability to take that action and actually take the jump and actually getting rid of that fear. So our services, we beat every single other credit restoration company there is. We set people up to win with the services that we offer. We're the most affordable. We don't have any contract. I mean, the service itself sells itself, and so many people need it, but also so do business owners, right? Realtors, mortgage lenders. I sit down with these people all the time, and they have no one, absolutely no one that they refer their leads to at this point. So it's very important to share the information. If you're not sharing the information, then unfortunately, you're not going to be growing your business. So we all have the same tools, right? We all have the same system. The FES doesn't make a better website for Ameenah or for me than for you guys. We all have the exact same tool, but it starts with personal development, right? Because if you don't have that mindset, then, you know, that's different from the mindset that we may have. We're like, listen, we're going to make this work. This opportunity works. These services work. We just have to talk to people. Okay, let's get to work, right? So I train all of my agents every single morning before they even look on Facebook, Instagram. It doesn't matter. As soon as they wake up, the first thing I tell them is to open up YouTube and watch a motivational video or personal development. I want them to do 30 minutes of that every single day. They need to start believing in themselves that they can do this, that they can talk to people, that, you know, and I think that has changed a lot of my agents' mindset, just being able to hear that. A lot of times we get up and we get on Facebook and then we get into that negativity. Someone posted something negative, right? And we get into that mind frame and then we go about our day. But if we start our day with some mindset and personal development, I think that makes a huge difference. So I would recommend everyone on this call to start doing that. If you can, do it at night as well before you go to bed, or let it play while you're sleeping, right? Subconsciously, we're taking in that information. And believe it or not, that has made me so successful. Just waking up every day knowing that I can do it. There's nothing stronger than your mind. You hold yourself back. So you definitely want to look into that. And again, the why is very important too. Why are you doing that? Why do you need this development? Why do you need to make this work in this opportunity? I wake up with gratitude every day too. That's another thing. You know, this business opportunity literally is God-given. Like there's just no other way to explain that. Before running into this business, I prayed for like 3 months for something to change. I was so broken. And this just fell on my lap. And I don't take it for granted at all, because it's literally changed my life. And I see how much and how many lives it's changing. And this is just the beginning. I've only been doing this for less than a year. We're just getting started. There's so much work to do, so many people to reach still. 43 million people suffer from a 599 credit score or less, and there's only 28,000 agents in FES. So think about that. That's very important. That right there should tell you the opportunity that we have. So if there's any new agents on this call or just agents in general that are not seeing any results, maybe you're talking to people, you're not seeing, you know, what are you doing? Are you following the process? Because I tell my agents all the time, and I reach out to them. I know I see the numbers, right? We see the numbers in our back office. And I reach out to them. I say, hey, you're not following process. Are you having the conversations on your own? Are you not involving? Remove yourself out of it. If you start to continue having these conversations, you're burning through so many leads that is not going to make you successful, and you're also not learning. So we need to make sure that, number one, when our agents come on board, that we train them and launch them properly with the new agent launch document. Every single time I sign an agent, within 24 to 48 hours, I'm in front of them, or one of my agents is in front of them. We teach them how to navigate the portals, how to get to the training. We tell them to start with their why. We want to get it extracted out of them. Listen, you have to have a strong enough why in this business. Otherwise, nothing's going to motivate you. So you have to look at your why. Is it to retire? Is it for your children? Are you broken right now? You have to look into that. We teach them how to strive for 5 right away. Like literally, I want to sit with someone that same day. Find me 5 people, find me 2 people that same day. Let's shoot a text to all your contacts. Let's make these phone calls. And that's been very powerful. But what has worked the most, to be honest, is there was no weekly event here. So, and I was petrified of talking to people. Let me tell you, in front of people, I couldn't talk. I used to shake. I used to shake when I talk. Like all my top leaders will tell you that. I couldn't even talk to people in front of a room. And my mentor just kept saying, you have to do it. You have to do it. You're the only one in that area. You have to do it. You have to do it. And I finally did it. And I will tell you, that is what that made my business wildfire, because now I created an avenue for my agents. Now my agents were able to bring someone to an event every single week, and we remain consistent with it. And I'm telling you, my business grew 100 times when I started to do that. So if you don't have an event in your local area, you want to be the first one to do it. Trust me, I guarantee you, you will definitely see the difference in that. Immediately when I sit with one of my agents, the very first thing I do is, of course, we go through the contacts and the launch document and all that. But what's more importantly is that I have them set a PBR with me at that time. So if you don't know what a PBR is, it's private business reception. So so I sit down with them. I say, okay, you need a date. Let's look at our calendar right now. What, this week or next week? When can you get me in front of a group of people? And I need confirmations. So of course we teach on edification. Edification is so important, and mastering the invitation, right? That's all you need to do when you come into FES. You just have to be a master inviter and be able to edify your leader. And you're going to make a ton of money doing that. Trust me. So again, that's the very first thing that we do. We sit down, say, let's schedule this event. How many people can you get there? Listen, if 2, 3, 4 people show up, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be in that room and I'm going to be in front of them, and we're going to change 4 lives that night. And I don't care if it's 1 or 2 or 4, but it doesn't matter because I'm helping you with your business. So that also changes the game. So you want to definitely dive into your team and make sure that you are reaching out even to inactive agents. Like me and a mentor of mine sat 2 weeks ago, and we sat through our agent tree and we started going through inactive agents. And you'd be surprised how many we brought back just by 1 phone call. Literally, because their situations changed, or they went through something, or maybe they were just feeling a little discouraged, right? So we went through our agent tree. We said, how can we get you back? How can we get you those 5 people so you no longer have an overhead? How can we get you to make money? Okay, as immediately, one of my girls, as soon as I did that, as soon as I brought her back, she became a senior field trainer that same week. So sometimes it just takes pouring into your team, reaching out to them, develop a culture. That's what we've done here. My team is my family, and they know that we do everything together. During the week, they'll text me, what are you doing this week? What appointments do you have? I'm coming. And that's what it takes sometimes to be able to do that. Now, if you don't have a leader that's local to you, that's also no excuse, because I didn't have anyone here. I did it by myself. I knew that I could have these conversations. I knew what the product did for me, right? And I could see what it was doing for everyone in the area. So you have to be confident in what we offer and the opportunity and the timing that we have right now. Only 28,000 agents in this entire company, you guys. It takes 100,000 agents to generate 80% of the company's growth, and we're just getting started. So if you're in this call and you're an agent, you have to think about that opportunity, because they rarely come. And you have to get out there. You have to share the information. You have to plug into every webinar, every seminar. That's another thing I tell all my agents. I don't care if you heard the information 100 times. Until you're able to have those conversations, I need you on every single webinar. I need you at every single seminar. You need to set those expectations from the beginning. And also bring in guests, because now they're going to be learning while they earn. Of course, they joined the business to earn money. So as soon as you get people to, number one, get their services for free and have no overhead, they're going to continue running. They're going to want to do it because you've already helped them, number one, make their money back, and now they're getting their credit restored for free. So again, that's what you have to pour into those agents initially. And also removing yourself. I, as a leader, I remove myself sometimes and I edify other leaders to come in on a webinar. Even though I'm going to be on the webinar, I'll edify that leader, because edification is key. It's the secret sauce to our entire business. And we say that all the time. As long, if you, and that document is available on the Momentum, but you should be able to edify your leader. There's no excuses on that. Every three-way call, every time you present, every webinar, every seminar, that's what's going to get people there. People like to follow success. And you're talking about a leader that generates $500,000 in business on a monthly basis. You can get people anywhere she is. Let me tell you that right now. So the other thing that we need to do, and what helped my team a lot, and I'm going to just dive into a little bit. I don't want to take a lot of time, but I think this one's very important. Understanding the credit score calculation, because we do remove negative items, right? But if we're not helping people understand credit, what's going to happen is they're going to need us again, and we need to set them up to win. So in these financial literacy presentations, we always go over the credit score calculation. But most of the time, when people comment info or anything like that, or post and tag, the very first thing I ask the customers, you want to develop that relationship. Like, hello, thank you so much for reaching out to me. What negative items are affecting you? What's affecting your credit score? You're doing two things. Number one, they're going to start to talk to you because it's an open-ended question. And number two, now you're going to see what knowledge they have on credit. Because if they tell you, oh, it's just a few collections, right? And you're like, okay, so how do you verify that? How are we verifying that these customers know exactly what's on their credit reports? Well, what I decided to start doing is going into Credit Karma. And I know it's not 100% accurate, but I use it as a guide to be able to have that conversation with that client. So as soon as they reach out to me, I said, don't worry, I'll be able to help you. You said you have a few collections. Do me a favor, log into your Credit Karma, click on your score, and scroll down to your credit factors and send me a screenshot of that for TransUnion and Equifax. As soon as they do that, guys, it opens up your whole conversation on that call. Number one, you're going to be able to see if their credit utilization is high, right? We know how that affects their score. You're going to see that they have late payments. You're going to see they have derogatory items. You're going to see they have 30 hard inquiries, right? So now, how is the call looking now when you get on that call? How are you qualifying them now? Number one, you're going to teach that phone call, hey, listen, your credit card use is way too high. It needs to be under 30%. That significantly hurt your score. So you're coming with knowledge on that phone call, a 15-minute call. That's it. Sometimes it takes me even less than that, 10 minutes. Then you tell them, hey, you have late payments. We know how much late payments affect people. And I always tell clients, are you caught up? Because we don't want to get them in the program and then a month later they have another late payment, their score goes down. Now they're looking at you like, hey, you didn't explain that. So I tell them about late payments. I ask them, is this something that's going to happen again, or are you all caught up? Oh, no, well, those late payments were from 2 years ago. And I say, okay, but they stay on your credit reports for 7. So as long as you're not doing it for more time, going forward, then you would qualify for my program. And I always say that too. I say qualify because I want to qualify them for the program. I don't want to just bring them in without knowing their situation. Now, derogatory marks, of course, those are collections, medical bills, bankruptcies, and that section, that's all stuff that we know FES can challenge and remove per the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So then I get into that. Sometimes I even ask questions, do you know what the Fair Credit Reporting Act is? What are your financial goals? You want to develop that relationship. Number one, you already know what's hurting their score. And number two, you already know what they're trying to accomplish. There's no way that you are not able to close that at that time. The third thing is going through inquiries. A lot of people don't understand that information. So again, the Credit Karma score factors gives us ammo. And I've done that with my entire team. I will not take a 3-way call unless I have those credit factors, because I know exactly how I'm coming into that call. I know exactly what our service can do for that person, and I know how I can educate them. So that has been tremendously successful. My whole entire team knows to use that going forward, because think about this. If we just go off of what they say and they just have negative items, well, we know FES can delete them, right? But if they don't have a current open credit card, they're not going to see the score increases they're looking for. If they don't have something reporting to the credit bureaus every 30 days, they're not going to see the score increases they're looking for. But you know what that also does is now you're able to also market other of your products. Now you say, hey, you have no payment history. How long you been renting for? Wow, 2 years? Okay, well, we have a program that can increase your score 100 points in 30 days. Would you like to do that? And you don't have a credit card either. Listen, this is 100% approval. Let's get you into this card. Let's get you that 100 to 200 point jump within 30 to 90 days that we always talk about. But that's going to be the key to that. So again, that's been working very well with my teammates. They already know that before they get me on a 3-way call, and it's just been a culture that we develop all the way down to be able to see that. And of course, there's going to be those people that don't have Credit Karma, but you want to definitely try to get them in there, register them, help them. I've helped people sometimes, you know, reset their password and email, because you definitely want to be their best interest. You want to be that person that actually cares. And that's going to separate you, and it's also going to bring you a lot of referrals. So again, if you're going to take anything from this call, I was going to say to remove yourself. Definitely start to get in front of people. Presentations, PBRs, they are so powerful. We have 100% close rate when we present. It's either I don't have the money today, and that's fine, but you're planting those seeds. I like the example that Bruce Lee Rochester used in LA, right? You talk to 5 people and you're shaking that jar all week, trying to see if they're going to sign up on Friday, and you're watching that jar. Let's sign up on Friday. I got 5 signups on Friday. Don't do that. Fill the jar. Then he brought up another jar with all the people that he talked to, and now you're not expecting. People are just calling you, hey, I'm ready to go. Hey, I'm ready to enroll. Hey, I'm ready to enroll. And we do a lot of social media, a lot of lifestyle posting. People like to follow that success. I mean, when I went to LA and we posted over there, I came back and signed like 5 agents just because they saw me in LA, and they're like, whatever it is you're doing, sign me up. And people like to see that stuff. So I mean, I don't really have anything else to say, but there's no money in comfort zones. You can't deposit fear, emotions in the bank, and closed mouths don't get fed, right? So you definitely have to go out there, share, present, get in front of people every single day. And that's pretty much that I have.
That's where it starts.
New word.
That's where it starts.
I know which one you're talking. Yeah, I know which one.
So, are you there, Ameenah?
Here.
Okay.
Yes, I am here. Wow, Raysa. Wow. I mean, listen, guys, I am just blown away by what you shared with us today. Okay, you know, I just want to let you know, you are a straight powerhouse. You know, what I picked up on during this webinar with you is your tone. I want you guys to recognize her tone and her posture. Her tone and her posture speaks confidence. You cannot hear her talk and say that she's not confident in what she's doing or what she's presenting. Her posture was everything. And so she's taking this, her tone, her posture, and, you know, her knowledge. She's taking this into, you know, her 3-way phone calls, into her meetings, and she's closing deals. You know what I mean? Raysa, listen, I just want to thank you so much for hopping on here, sharing all of those nuggets. I mean, 9 months in the company and you're like number 3 in the cruise competition. I actually want to check with corporate to see if anyone has ever done that. Like, you may have actually broken a record right there. No, seriously, to be in the top 5 and to be so new to the company is just, it's amazing. I mean, I love the track that you're on. I love what you're doing. Thank you so much once again for joining us here today on this webinar. And once again, much appreciated.
Thank you so much. It's an honor.
Absolutely.
Look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much for this.
Absolutely. So guys, go ahead, honey.
I said, I hope it helped.
Oh, it helped a lot. It helped a ton. I'd certainly appreciate it. So guys, listen, I just want to piggyback off of some of the things that she shared with you and what she stated. What she stated is that she actually gives her clients like knowledge around credit. She's trying to see what her clients actually know, because, and they say this all the time, they'll say, oh, I don't have a lot on my credit, but just like a few collections. But here's the thing. 35% of your credit score is weighted on the payment history. So once that collection hits and all of that negative payment history, it can drop your score up to 100 points. And then they start just accumulating more, okay? But see, she also brought up another great fact, which also kind of kicked open the door for our other products. She said she asked her clients, or her prospects rather, what are you currently paying on? You know what I mean? Are you paying on a credit card? So you can start to build positive payment history. That's very, very important. So now if they say no, that opens the door for her to go ahead and offer the secure credit card. That opens the door for her to go ahead and offer the Credit My Rent program, where they can go ahead and get some positive payment history on their credit report. Now, I also want to show you guys another tool, something else too, that let's see if we can, is this it here? Okay, now I want you to take a look at this, the credit builder tool, okay? Take a look at this with me. When you log into your client portal, here it is, we have the credit builder tool. Here you have so many documents at your disposal. Read these documents. They have educational material back here where you can educate yourself on credit, okay? Learn how the credit score is calculated. And a lot of times what you can tell your clients, this is for retention purposes as well. Okay, so let's say, you know, we've been disputing this account for a month in and month out, and it's just not coming off. Well, you may want to go ahead and look in your credit builder and go ahead and send a counter offer or a settlement letter. Send a settlement letter and say, listen, okay, I want to go ahead and negotiate this debt. Go ahead and negotiate that debt. Or they can go ahead and use the letter to negotiate a complete removal. These are items that's extremely important. Before you pay a debt off of your credit report, you want to go ahead and say, listen, if I pay you this, do you promise to remove it from all credit reporting agencies? Maybe some of you on the webinar don't know, but I had my own credit restoration business before I joined FES. So when it comes to credit, I have a lot of knowledge. The reason why I can close so many deals is because I'm knowledgeable around credit. When it comes to credit, I can answer all of their questions confidently. You know what I mean? It's about educating yourself, knowing exactly what it is that you offer. Get familiar with these products. Guys, we have a debt, okay, well, it logged me out, but we have a debt payoff tool. We have a budgeting tool, which is stuff that people need. And I say this over and over again. Why are most people in debt? Why do they have bad credit? They have bad credit because they don't know how to budget and manage their finances. Yes, some people do come across financial hardship. Yes, people do, lose their jobs. But if they knew how to budget and manage their finances, they would have already had 6 months of savings accrued to cover their monthly bills. You see what I'm saying? So we have solutions that people just don't offer. Our company is literally changing the game. I also like another thing that she stated. Go ahead, look at your reports, contact the agents that you see are inactive, that left the company. Contact them and let them know, hey, listen, this is a great time to get involved again. We're coming up on 2019. A lot of people are making New Year's resolutions. Let me help you get your 5. You know, and you know what? Sometimes it's a good thing to blame it all on you. So you know what? I know I didn't really kind of walk you through it, hold your hand the way I should have, but now I'm more knowledgeable. Now I have more leadership experience. Now I can go ahead and help you to go ahead and attain your goals. We're both in a better situation now. So, just kind of go through that list, see who's inactive, reach out to those agents and get them active again. Go ahead and get them active, help them get their 5. So there's so many tools and resources out there available. And, over the past week, I've brought several top leaders onto webinars to train you guys. Several top leaders to train you, from Regional Vice President Alyssa Barnes to Vice President Hanzo Dennis to Regional Vice President Bobby Kim and Miss Executive Sales Director Raysa Otero. So I'm bringing you a lot of the top people that can share with you their processes and what it is that they do, so you can find a process that works best for you. So there's a lot of leaders that are very successful that do things a lot differently. I'm presenting this and bringing this information to you because I want you to pull a little bit over here, a little bit over there, and I want you to find something that actually works for you. Okay, so it's extremely important that you tap in to these trainings, these webinars, and these conference calls. You never know when that light bulb is going to flick on. You never know when that aha moment is going to be. So that's why I'm bringing this stuff to you. And, you know, we get so many different scripts. We get so many different ways to do things. And one thing I will tell you, there is no magic script. There is no magic script that's going to close each and every single deal. I'm sorry. It's not. There are some great scripts out there for you to use. It's all about your posture, your tone, how knowledgeable you are, and you have to actually take an interest in the other person. Actually sit down with them, show them that you actually want to help them and you care and you want to better their situation. Remember, they're not joining FES, they're joining you. They came to you because they feel that you can help them out of their situation. So guys, thank you for tuning in today. Raysa, listen, I'm so super proud of you. I just don't have enough good things to say about you. You're just bomb.com. Bomb.com. You are amazing. Thank you for tuning in, giving us your time on this Sunday afternoon. It is the first day of the 3rd week volume team. Go out, crush your goals, get with your upline, kill it. Let's just kill it. All right, guys, y'all have a good one.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Thank you. Bye.